Toyota rejected 47 out of his 50 piston rings. Then, a bomb destroyed his factory. Then, an earthquake flattened what was left. He got knocked down 3 times, and then built an empire on the wreckage. 1937, Hamamatsu, Japan. A young mechanic with no formal engineering education had spent years developing a piston ring he believed could change everything. He worked day and night in a small workshop, even sold his wife's jewelry to fund his obsession. He finally finished 50 piston rings and brought them to Toyota with everything he had riding on their approval. Toyota inspected them carefully. Only 3 passed. The other 47 were rejected as useless. Most people at that point would have walked away humiliated. He enrolled in technical school instead, spent 2 years studying metallurgy, the one thing he didn't know, and finally produced piston rings that met Toyota's standards. He founded his own company, Tokai Seiki, and began supplying piston rings to Toyota. And just when his business was finally working, everything fell apart. This is a true story. The story of Soichiro Honda. 1944. World War II was tearing Japan to pieces. A US B-29 bomber attack destroyed his factory in a single afternoon and reduced years of work to dust and twisted metal. He started collecting discarded gasoline cans that American pilots were throwing away after their bombing runs, used the salvaged steel to rebuild his factory piece by piece. The factory came back to life. Production resumed. And then, in January 1945, the Mikawa earthquake struck the region without warning and brought the entire factory down again. He stood in the ruins for the second time in less than a year. Most people would have called that a sign, a message from the universe to stop, to accept defeat, to move on. Soichiro Honda sold what little remained to Toyota, the same company that had rejected him years earlier, for 450,000 yen and walked away. But he didn't walk away from the dream. In October 1946, just over a year after the war ended, he opened a small shack in Hamamatsu with 12 employees and founded the Honda Technical Research Institute. They started selling bicycles by attaching surplus military engines to them. When those engines ran out, Honda designed and built his own. In 1949, he officially founded Honda Motor Company in Hamamatsu, Japan. By the 1960s, Honda motorcycles were being sold across the world. Then the brand had pushed into the global car market. And in the 1980s, Honda became the first Japanese automaker to manufacture cars directly on American soil. By the time Soichiro Honda retired in 1973, his name was on millions of vehicles across multiple continents.